She stood there frozen, holding her keys, staring at the man who had just fixed her car for free. Her voice trembled as she whispered, "You don't know me, but tomorrow morning, I'll be the judge deciding your case." And in that instant, his entire world paused. Ethan Walker had known tough days, but this one felt impossible. He was a single father to an 8-year-old girl named Lily, bright-eyed, gentle, and the only reason he kept fighting every day. After losing his wife to cancer 3 years ago, Ethan had been living on paycheck to paycheck, doing small mechanic jobs from his old garage behind the house. But this week was different. This week, he had a court hearing that could change everything. A company he previously worked for had accused him of stealing tools, something he didn't do. He had refused to lie about safety violations at the factory, and the company fired him, and blamed him for missing equipment. Now, he faced fines he couldn't pay, and the possibility of losing the custody security he fought so hard to keep for Lily. The court date was tomorrow morning. Ethan was terrified but kept smiling in front of Lily. That evening, the rain fell hard. Ethan was finishing a job when he noticed a car pulled over near his garage, hazard lights blinking. A woman stood outside, struggling with her tire, drenched by the storm. Ethan walked over. "Ma'am, you need help?" he asked. She looked up, exhausted. I think the engine overheated. And now it won't start." Ethan checked the engine under the rain, his clothes soaked. After 20 minutes of work with old tools and cold hands, the car started again. The woman looked shocked. "How much do I owe you?" Ethan shook his head. "Nothing. Just glad you're safe." She blinked. "No, really. Let me at least pay." "I don't take money for helping people," he said softly. "There's enough darkness in the world, we gotta add some light where we can." Something about that line hit her deeply. She stared at him for a long second, as if trying to understand him, trying to read the pain behind his tired smile. Then she softly said the words that froze Ethan in place. "You don't know me, but tomorrow, I'm the judge for your case." Ethan's breath caught. Judge Marianne Clark. He'd heard the name. Known for being strict. Known for digging deep. Known for being fair. But also firm. He swallowed hard. I didn't mean to. I hope you won't." She raised her hand gently. "Tonight, I'm not a judge. I'm just a woman whose car you helped in the pouring rain. Whatever happens tomorrow, will happen by the law." Her voice was calm, but her eyes carried something heavy. Respect, maybe. Or recognition of a good man fighting through a storm. The courtroom. The next morning, Ethan sat nervously at the defendant's table. His old jacket didn't hide his shaking hands. Lily sat with a neighbor in the back, her small hands gripping her backpack tightly. Judge Marianne Clark entered. Their eyes met, just for a second. She did not smile. She did not acknowledge last night. She was a judge now. The company's lawyer spoke loudly, proudly, accusing Ethan of theft, irresponsibility, unprofessional behavior. They exaggerated everything. Ethan stayed calm. He spoke humbly. He told the truth. He described the pressure he had faced, the lies they wanted him to sign, the unsafe practices he refused to ignore. Then Judge Clark asked a question that shifted the entire energy of the room. "Mr. Walker, why didn't you fight this earlier? Why come alone without an attorney?" Ethan hesitated, then glanced back at Lily. "Because every dollar I earn goes to raising my daughter. And I want to teach her that even when life is unfair, you still choose honesty." There was a soft gasp in the court. Even the company lawyer paused. Judge Clark's eyes softened, but only for a heartbeat. Judge Clark had spent the whole morning reviewing files. Something didn't sit right. She finally looked at the company reps and said, "Your reports are inconsistent. The timestamps are manipulated." And 3 employees gave matching statements supporting Mr. Walker. The company froze. And the missing tools, she continued, were logged as broken and discarded, 2 weeks before Mr. Walker left. The room fell silent. After a long breath, she declared, "This court finds Ethan Walker not guilty. All charges dismissed." Ethan closed his eyes, his body shaking with relief. In the back, Lily burst into tears. She ran to him, hugging him tightly. Judge Clark watched that moment, quietly, gracefully. Before leaving, she said softly, "Mr. Walker, the world needs more men who help strangers in the rain, even when they themselves are drowning." Ethan's voice cracked. "Thank you, not for last night, but for today." She smiled gently. "That was justice. And justice is free, just like the help you gave me." Message. A month later, Ethan received a letter. Judge Clark had recommended him to a nonprofit automotive training program that offered stable jobs, benefits, and opportunities for single parents. Ethan was hired as a lead mechanic. Lily finally had the stable life she deserved. And Ethan learned something powerful. Sometimes the kindness you give the world comes back to you, not immediately, but exactly when you need it most.